and also why we do what we do. But a lot of fun, a lot of boxing going on. Anyway, guys, my name is Fausto Puglisi, president, founder of Cybertrain University, and I'd like to thank you all again to stick around on this great Saturday and make this opportunity to be here. But it was a lot of great knowledge going on. Remember what I told you earlier, great traders never stop learning. And even myself, I've learned several good things that I'm going to apply to my trading, and that's why we're here. We're here to learn what we do so we can be great at what we do. And I'm just happy that everyone stuck around. But we got three more speakers, including myself. They're going to be coming up, so definitely don't go anywhere. And once again, it is being recorded. So anyway, let me move on and start talking about what let me start moving on and get to the my presentation. Had a prosper in volatile times, and once again, we're all trying to get that edge, right? We're all trying to make that money. I mean, who here is not sick and tired of giving their money to stockbrokers and mutual funds when you could do it yourself? What do you need them for? And you're probably realizing it now. So that's going to be our main goal. But one of the big problems that everyone has is they just don't know where to look, where to find them. Who do you listen to? Who do you not listen to? Do I buy a crystal ball? Do I buy that 8-ball? Whatever it may be. Listen, it's not that difficult. You know what the most hardest thing to do is being here on a Saturday, listening to some great speakers, finding out which one you like, and following their lead. And that's what we basically are doing here at the Cyber Expo. So let me tell you a couple things I'm going to be teaching you today. How to determine the best entry and exit points. I'm going to also talk about how to find the most tradable stocks, how to avoid common pitfalls in trading that traders face, identifying and following the smart money in each stock, and developing a trading mindset to prior psychology. So some of the one of the things that we become as great traders, we become very good listeners, and that's what makes us great educators. And and listen, our goal is we feel that every single one of you should go out there and try trading, but you got to know how to do it right. So I want to talk about some of the most popular things when we send out questionnaires to our students, what more they would like to learn, and these are the topics I'm going to be talking about. Now, before we get into I start educating you a little bit about this, let me kind of tell you a little bit about myself. I know there's a lot of you here have read the bios and maybe have heard me speak before. Maybe it's your first time, but just kind of tell you a little bit about who I am and why what I'm about to talk about that you should listen very, very carefully, because you don't want to be part of the 70% failures in today's markets. Now, I've been teaching for 20 years. Now, for some of you, I know there's some students in here right now. You know how passionate I am, how much I love what I do, because I love seeing you guys making money. I love seeing you beating the 10 million other people out there that are just ignorant and just don't want to spend any time to learn how to do this other than, want to be and pretend to be a trader. So they want to do the shortcut of the shortcut, which is trying to be self-taught. So but now the reason why I stress that, because I was that person 20 years ago. And living here in New York, trained by the best traders in the world, and I'm always happy to say that I've learned that to be a successful trader, you have to surround yourself with successful traders. There's no way that you're going to sit home with your monitors and watching CNBC and sitting on some Skype chat with somebody else thinking that they know what they're doing. You know how you learn? You surround yourself with great traders, okay? And how do you do that? You take the time and the money and learn to do it and do it right. Now, over the years, ladies and gentlemen, I've trained, I've done speakings all over the world. I actually had the privilege to ring the closing bell with Steve Forbes, had the great opportunity to talk to Steve Forbes about a bunch of kids tormenting Wall Street. Now, I was one of those kids. We were called SOES bandits. So I was the pioneer of the day traders. I was actually one of the ones that actually started day trading. There was about 1,000 of us when that started. Over the years, ladies and gentlemen, I became a 12-time world champion. I beat every single school that competed against me, okay? And the reason why I beat every school out there is because a lot of people are not traders, and also listen, the way I look at it this way, if I'm going to build the confidence of you to say, oh, I want Fausto to teach me. Well, the only way I could teach you is to prove to you that I'm a very successful trader. And what I do also, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of students here know this, that I also even run a professional trading room every day. So a lot of you are going to have the opportunity at the end of this presentation to come and join me for a live trading for a whole week. So I think that's pretty exciting. And also here at Cyber Trading University, my new book came out, How to Beat Market Makers in Their Own Game. And also we were ranked #1 school 6 years in a row at Cyber Trading at Equities magazine. Now, why 70% of the traders fail? Well, let me explain something to you. The reason why people fail is they just don't want to take the time to learn, okay? They want to go out there. They want to open up a brokerage account. They want to try it. But you know what the problem about trying is? That it's like giving the kids to a 17-year-old that never took his road test or permit. If you know and I know, it's very easy to drive a car, okay? But giving it to that kid, you're probably giving him his the keys to his coffin, and that is why a lot of people fail, because a lot of you don't have that parent, all right? And I look at you guys as my children, and I look at it that, listen, I'm going to do everything in my power to tell you what you're not supposed to do, because there's no reason why 70 to 80% of you should fail in trading other than, you know, not taking the time to learn it. So let's talk about some of the mistakes that people make, okay? The #1 biggest failure rate, the #1 rule, and I know a lot of you here are guilty of it, is you open up a brokerage account, okay? That is one of the big things. A couple of questions. Bruce says, I'm retired, I'm limited Social Security budget. Would it take fast? Well, the thing is, listen, for everyone, Brian, everyone can afford it, okay? Believe me, there is a course for everyone. And secondly, all right, Social Security doesn't pay enough, all right? I know a lot of you here on Social Security. All of you need to go out there and start learning how to do it on your own. So it is a very, very big failure rate when it comes to trading, because we need to learn how to do it right. But a lot of you have your own IRAs. A lot of you have gone out there and done it, need to make some supplemental income, and there's no other job that you can will hire you other than being a professional trader. But how do people make mistakes? They get themselves in trouble because they open up a brokerage account, and they'll get convinced that, oh, you got cheap tickets, this and that. You know, I tell everyone this. You know what's free? The cheese in the mousetrap, okay? Because everybody wants everything for free. You know, my father always taught me a very valuable lesson. He says, son, you don't want nothing for free, because you know what? That person doesn't work for free. There's no free lunches. There's no free employees. I would rather pay $1 than get it for free. That means you owe somebody something. There's a reason why they're doing it for free, all right? And the reason why, ladies and gentlemen, is because they're trading against you. You ever heard of dark pools? Okay, you ever go out there and heard of a dark pool, or wondering like you ever ask the brokerage firm? You know what you should do as a fund? Ask the brokerage firm, like, why are you working for free? Like, why are you giving these tickets for free? How do you make money? How do you do it? How do you make money? And you'll be amazed. They'll say, well, we do something called payment for order flow. By the way, does anybody know what that means? Payment for order flow? Some of you do? Oh, come on, that's not enough. How about this? 80% of the profit that your online brokers make is through payment for order flow. Okay? Let me kind of explain to you what they do. It's quite disturbing, so please don't get a little upset. Basically, what they do is they'll give you very inexpensive ticket charges, and then from there, what they'll do is they'll take your order and they'll sell it to another brokerage firm. That's how they make their money. They get paid by another brokerage firm. If you actually read the back of your account statements, they'll show it to you. Now, some of you probably are figuring this out the hard way. Some of you already figured it out already and have already moved on with online brokers, with a direct access broker. But for some of you, if you want to start taking matters in your own hands, then do what Clint Eastwood says. You know what? You got no choice. Go out there and now start learning how to place orders on your own. Now here at CyberTrader University, the first thing we teach our students is how to actually place orders in the market, how to buy, how to sell, how to get into stocks, you know, how to compete against Goldman Sachs, Merrill Lynch, Shearson Lehman. You can actually go out there and have a seat on the exchange. A very simple way, metaphor. The difference between online brokers and direct access, one is public transportation, one is driving your own car. If you like public transportation, great. I like it too, but I'm not surrendering my driver's license. Big, big, big difference. I actually don't know if Fidelity does it because we really don't do education for them, but we do education for some of the biggest ones. TradeStation, Thinkorswim, they are all direct access. We do some with Schwab, and you know, the list goes on and on. TradeMonster, the Nigerians, all of them. But what you have to do is you have to call up and ask them yourself. All right? LightSpeed, yes. All right, so now the next biggest mistake that people make is they don't want to learn how to use the platform. And you know what? You got to understand, some brokerage firms think you're a lot smarter than what you really are, and it's no disrespect to you. It's just that they'll come out there and, you know, I love the TradeStation commercial when they have the guy blowing fireworks and, you know, look what this does and this does. I love that commercial. I think TradeStation does a phenomenal job of marketing that. And the thing is, they try to appease everybody. Okay, so the first thing we teach our students here at CyberTrader University, and what the first thing that you need to understand and learn, is how to keep it simple. Okay, learn how to use the execution system by toning it down. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is 50% of the people who fail. All right, so for everybody here, I know we have people all over the world. Okay, but 50% of the people lose money and will continue to lose money. And you have to remember, you're competing against these people, is they open up a brokerage account and they don't know how to use the execution system. Okay? Now, once again, does that all come into factor? Education. All right? So that's basically that. All right, let's go talk about the next thing. How to avoid common pitfalls that day traders face. Now, for some of you, just to let you know, I am a day trader. I am proud to say I'm a day trader. I love being a day trader. And one of the main reasons why I love day trading is because I could sleep at night. Actually, one of the biggest things I teach in my courses is something called no overnights. Now, I do invest. I do some swing trading, but it's a different animal, okay? A lot of you probably hear the negatives about day trading, probably heard what happened back in 2000, you know, the internet bubble and all this. But, you know, people don't realize the reason why it's such a bad thing is because no one ever saw it really in life, what it's like to professionally day trade. Now, this is a job. This is not investing. It's a totally different animal. Now, when it comes to trading, what day trading is all about, it's a part-time job. It's not a full-time job. We actually only trade, I would say, what, about an hour a day? Who's here is a student at CyberTrader University? I know I had some students here that are logged in. We got a couple of students here. Okay, Wayne and Don. Guys, Mike is there. Great. You know, it's always great to see you guys to be here. Because you guys, I mean, don't believe me. Listen to the students. They'll tell you yourselves. I mean, you can see it there. But guys, I mean, when we trade, how many hours do we spend on trading, would you say? How many hours do you think it basically we kind of focus on? A few minutes, Mark? Okay, about 1 to 2 hours, a couple of seconds, about an hour a day? I would say about an hour a day. Now, could you imagine you could work an hour a day and have a great income? And, you know, one thing I always teach my students is I teach them how to make the, you know, I teach them how to make the, you know, the six-figure salary, because day trading, you're making a day's pay. But it's a very, very small window of opportunity. It's usually the first hour and the last hour. And if you look right here, ladies and gentlemen, this basically is kind of a demonstration to kind of show you. This is basically what we're talking about. Here's 9:30 in the morning. One thing we kind of teach people is how to trade the pre-market. Okay, the pre-market is the indication of where the market is moving. So kind of gives a sense of direction. I don't know if you guys use pre-market. I actually did an event with Thinkorswim last week. I don't know if you guys heard me on Thinkorswim for Thinkorswim clients, but I was kind of showing them pre-market, and you could see how the stock really went from $14.40 to $16. Could you imagine? Okay, look at that, $14.40 to $16.20. What is that? Less than $2? 1,000 shares, $2,000 in less than what, an hour? This is what we're talking about right here. Now, I actually even came out with a mouse pad for some of you, anyone's interested. I'm going to give some away at the end of the presentation for some of you. But what we do here at Cyber Trading University is I even came out with a mouse pad. We call it our discipline mouse pad. Kind of keeps you focused on what you need and what you don't need. The times when to trade, when not to trade. But it's saves thousands. Great feature. All right, next thing we'll talk about determining the best entries and exit points. You know, everybody always asks, what is the entries and exits? Okay, how do you get in? How do you get out? Where to buy? Where to sell? All that good stuff, right? Well, I'm going to teach you guys a little bit about entries and exits. You know how you do that? Follow the money. All you have to do is follow the money. I don't understand where people just don't follow the money. Everybody's out there. Everybody doesn't realize they're looking at this, they're looking at that. They're calling up the tooth fairy. They're calling up their mother, mom. What do you think? Their kids. They ask everybody else, but other than follow the money. So how do we do that? Level 2. Okay, level 2 and level 3 is what helps. So let's talk about that when it comes to trading. Everyone here know how to read level 2? Who here knows how to read level 2? Okay. The problem with level 2 is you only see the best bid and best offer of the market maker. What you need to learn is level 3. Level 3 is where you see all the orders and where all the buyers and all the sellers are. Anyone here very familiar with HFTs, high frequency trading? What is level 2? Well, that's a great question. I'll kind of explain it to you. I'll get back to it again. All right, hold on one second. Let me just need to grab something here. Hold on one second. All right. So right here, ladies and gentlemen, you can follow my pointer right here. And I'm going to draw something. These are buyers, and these are sellers. Okay? These are market makers and ECNs. This is the price, and this is the amount of shares they want to buy. So basically, this is everybody looking at the screen? Is everybody looking at the, can everybody see me draw? I hope everybody's be able to see it. Okay. You should be clicked on slideshow. If you're not clicked on slideshow on the top, you're on the wrong screen. So basically, now you're seeing the buyers, who's buying it, who's selling it. Okay. Now, when it comes to trading, ladies and gentlemen, level 3 is going to show you all the buyers and all the sellers, and you get to see what's called high-frequency trades. Now, high-frequency trades, to me, is the most important part of trading. Now, you have to remember, how do stocks go up and go down? Supply and demand. All right? So let's talk about some entries and exit points. All right? Now, does everyone here know how to read a chart? Just give me a chat back. Everyone here know how to read a chart? It's funny because we're all talking about charts today, right? From all the presenters, right? Everybody knows how to read a chart. But do you know how to follow the money? Okay, the chart is only as good as what happened in the past. Okay? The problem with a chart, it doesn't predict, it doesn't dictate the future. So everybody's so focused on the past. I don't understand why no one is focused what's going to happen in the future. Wouldn't it be great? Think about this for a second, guys. What smarter, better trades would you make if you can see the orders? Do you see orders on charts, ladies and gentlemen? Do you see orders? Do you see buyers and sellers on a chart? So what's the sense of not seeing the buyers and sellers on the chart? How is that going to help you? It's not going to help you. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about finding the buyers and sellers. So when you look at this little chart right here, ladies and gentlemen, you'll see how the stock went up. It came down, hit some support levels. Now it's starting to go up, right? Does everybody see that? And when you look at that right there, okay, now you're wondering, well, that's resistance, so the stock should go up, right? Well, don't stocks break supports and resistance levels? Angela says most ghost orders. Angela, what does that mean? What does ghost orders mean? I don't know what that means. I don't know what that terminology. I don't know if somebody taught that to you or something. Maybe you can explain it in more detail. I'm not familiar what a ghost order is. I know what ghosts are on Halloween, but I don't know what spoofs. What is spoofing? What does spoofing mean? I don't know what that means. Did you explain it in more detail, Dan? Not real orders. Okay. Okay, I get it. All right. Well, Dan, are you allowed, Maria, are we allowed to place orders, fake orders in the market? Are we allowed to, could you go out there and put an order out there and say, I want to put an order, but I don't want it to be real? So then I assume there's no such thing of spoof orders and ghost orders. They're real orders, ladies and gentlemen. All right. And if you don't believe me, at the end of this presentation, I personally guarantee that I will show you every order that is real. Okay. Now, yeah, listen, anyone can cancel an order, right? Right? You can cancel an order, but you don't want to be in a business that everything is a fake order, right? Or spin, or whatever you guys are calling it. So that's the thing. Yeah, right, Tom? Do you want to be in a business that is manipulation? See, that's what really kills me when people say that. Oh, these are fake orders. These are ghost orders. I'm just kidding. I know what you're talking about. I was just teasing you about ghost orders, and I know I know what those are. But everyone's out there and they're like, you know, and they talk about these things, and I'm like, well, why would you want to be in the business if you think that there are fake orders out there? Why would you want to be in the business? I mean, go back to work. If you think that everything that people are stealing from you, why would you want to even be in this business, right? Well, the thing is, a lot of you are correct in a way of, but you just don't know how to play the game. You see, that's the problem. A lot of you don't know how to play the game and see that stuff. And that's what we teach you. Like, for example, you see how stock is hitting resistance levels? There's a 75,000 share buyer out there. He is at the highest bid. If anybody goes out there and says, oh, you're out there, you want to sell the stock? So anyway, when you go out there and you see that big order out there, that's a real order. Anyone could execute it, so that's not fake. So now the next thing, ladies and gentlemen, moving on, is exits. How do you know where to exit on a stock or anything? Well, what you need to do is look for the orders, all right? Look for the orders, and you see the big block orders. Like, you look at a chart and you're like, well, how do I know that that's a resistance level? How do I know the stock is not going to go up? Why did the stock stop at that price, at $6.75? I'll tell you why. It had nothing to do about the 500 share seller or the 1,000 share seller. It had to do with the 45,000 share seller. Okay? So if the stock is at 662 and it's going up, guess what? How do you know where to get out? Don't let the chart tell you. It will help you, but confirm it with the orders. For an example, here's another exit point. Okay? Here's a stock. You know, AAL. A lot of you probably familiar with it, okay? So when you look at this stock right here, ladies and gentlemen, American Airlines, you have an order out there, you see a stock going up, you're like, well, how do you know where it's going to stop? Well, listen, it's all about HFTs, okay? And there you have a 71,000 share seller out there. So you could think all you want, you could read everything that you think, but at the end of the day, it's that seller out there that's going to prevent it from going higher, okay? That is what's going to stop it from going there. If you guys are still stuck with the slides, the best thing to do, guys, is just log out and log back in, okay? All right. Now, everybody, just a quick question for all of you. How much better and smarter trades would you make if you were able to see the orders? Huh? Much better, right? Great, right? And guess what? That is what changed me to make me realize that 20 years ago, when I was you, I realized I was trading blind this whole time. And that's what I can't understand. Why would anybody here, and that's what I can't understand, why would anybody here would not want to learn to follow the orders? I mean, what is so bad? Is it going to hurt you to see that there's a 71,000 share seller out there at a resistance level on a chart? Is that really going to hurt you? You know, and it's not, and you can use this. And anyone here trade options? Anyone here trade options? Leonard, you do. Stan, you do. Okay. John, everyone. Okay. Now listen. I was just on Thinkorswim this week. Actually, I was there. I was on Wednesday on the web, and you know, and I tell everybody this. All right, you want to be a great options trader? Well, there's only one way that you could become a very good options trader is to learn how to trade the stock, because it's the movement of the stock that makes an option move. And if you're able to know how to hunt and find more stocks, chances are you'll have better opportunities to trade on your options. But the thing is, by seeing those stocks movement and seeing those orders out there, that will basically explain to you where to get in. I'll give you a good example. Anyone here saw what happened with Twitter? Anyone heard what happened with Twitter? Okay, so we all know that Twitter got crushed. It got very beat up. And the thing is, and I don't know if you guys heard about it, but there was like somebody did an order of like 1 million shares out there on Twitter. Now, how would you? Now, everyone's probably asking, how did you were able to see that? Because if you saw that, you probably would have got out of your short, or you would have got out of your trade, or you probably would have shorted with the guy. Well, that's what separates traders and rookies and beginners. Okay, that's why we as traders are able to take advantage and of people out there that don't know how to look for those things. So that's why we're here. LinkedIn, the same one. You know, anyway, what we call these here at CyberTrade University, we call them iceberg orders. So if anyone ever asks, well, what are these big orders called, the HFTs, we actually call them iceberg orders. Now, let's talk about exit and entry points still. You know, a lot of us are looking at it and say, oh, you look at a chart, you see some resistance levels there, you see supports, you want to know, well, maybe some of you might say, well, stock's going up from 440. You got definitely major resistance levels here at 640. Chances are, the thing is, it's not 640 because for a stock to hit a resistance level at 640, you need orders out there. Well, I got news for you. The orders are not up until 676, which is probably right here. So you ever see a stock like break a resistance level? Like, my God, my Mr. Fibonacci told me he was not going to do that. My Mr. MACD wasn't going to tell him. How the hell did the stock break it? I'll tell you why it broke it, because there was no seller out there to confirm the order that was there back in the past. Because what happened in the past is not indicative of the future. So always have a game plan. Look for those orders, ladies and gentlemen. And you know, and you know what's amazing? It is so simple. It was like a light bulb that kicked in when it happened to me. I'm like, wait a minute. That's all, because when my mentor taught me back then, before we had level 3, we called this Instanet. This was called the Instanet machine. I don't know if anyone here has been, how far back some of you has been trading, but this was actually what we used to call Instanet. Then it was called the ECN book. You know, now they call it Total View, which is called level 3. How do you get access to it, Greg? Greg, that's a great question. Okay. At the end of when I'm done in the next 15 minutes, I'll tell you where you can get it. Okay. So keep your ears and keep your fingers ready to chat away. So Now, the next thing I want to talk about is how to find the most tradable stocks. That was another topic that we covered. Now, I'm just out of curiosity, how do you guys find your trades? Can everybody just tell me how do you guys find them? Thank you very much, Mark. I appreciate that. Scans, okay. Radar screens, momentum scans. Okay, good. Pre-market moves, stock twits. Okay. All right, so it looks like everybody kind of has a little bit of an idea, but let me tell you the problem about where 90% of you here are in the wrong positions. All right, now listen to me carefully. You got two things to beat in order to make money. You got a commission and you got a spread. Okay, you got two things to beat. All right, two things, commission and a spread. It's amazing everybody goes out there and realizes, they look at it and they says, well, you know, commission, you know, they always put commissions first before spread. Okay, so let me tell you a couple of things how we do. First of all, where I find my stocks is through a scanner. Okay, I go through percentage gainers and losers. That's the first thing. All right. The next thing we have to learn is how to beat the spread. All right. Now, there's a lot of stocks out there, ladies and gentlemen, but when it comes to trading, you have to understand something. You can only buy what somebody's willing to sell you. All right. So there's two examples of what we have on what's called level 2, where you can look over here where it says size. Okay, does everybody see that? Everything there is multiplied by 100. For you to buy stock, you have to buy it from a seller. For you to sell stock, you have to sell it to a buyer. And if you look at either one of these stocks, if you wanted to buy this one on the left, you could buy it at 16. If you're wrong, you can get out at 15.99. So technically the spread is a penny. But you might looking at a stock and say, well, why is the spread so important? Well, you know why? If you bought the stock on the right and you paid $5.20 and you sold it and missed this guy at $5.25.10 and got out at $25.02, you're talking about almost a 20-cent spread, okay? And you're talking about on 1,000 shares, you could lose $200 in a blink of an eye, just to break even. So one, you're only risking $10, the other one you're risking $200. But for some reason, everybody wants the cheap ticket charge, everybody wants the free platform, everybody out there wants to, you know, listen what everyone else is telling them. But here at Cyber Trading University, the way we teach our students is that we never look how much money we make in a stock. We always look how much we're going to lose. Anyone here married? Anyone here married, by the way? Yeah? Anyone here divorced? Any divorcees? The reason why I bring that up is because trading stock is like a marriage. Okay, we love the spouse, we love who they are, but someone forgot to tell us that what happens if it doesn't work out down the road, because a divorce is very, very expensive. All right, get married to the wrong person. Let me tell you, I've heard some horror stories where people have lost everything. Well, you know what? A stock is no different, and some of you basically probably have been there and done that. So as a trader, we're trading, so we look at everything as an investment, as a risk. So we always look at it that way. But everybody out there makes things more complicated than what it is. You know, divorce is like shorting a bad stock. It could be. It could be. It could be the other way though. It could be a good divorce. You could make a lot of money in the short. But getting back to trading, a lot of people go out there and they look at stocks, they open up their indicators, you know, they want to learn every single indicator in existence, you know, and they kind of don't realize the next thing they know, they end up becoming like this kid, and now they become more confused. All right, you got to understand something. Here at Cyber Trading University, we teach something called the KISS method. Keep it super simple. You probably heard it from all the other speakers. You know, how we all like to keep things simple. Keep things simple. You know, you know what? Keeping it simple, why don't you eliminate all the indicators, start from the scratch, and then learn that and work your way up from there. But you got to learn how to keep things in a way that you can understand why it's going up and going down. Yeah, you know, Jeff, we kind of reword the KISS method, though. All right. Last but not least, all right, we're almost done here. I'm going to give everyone a little breakdown about how to learn more. First of all, I personally run a live trading room. Now, have any of you guys ever been in a live trading room? Ever see somebody trade live and seen it? Okay. Well, the thing that we do here at Cybertrain University is we try, you know, we don't go out there and tell you what to buy and sell. We kind of show you, you know, where to look, what's moving. And listen, I'm a great trader, you know, and I'm not trying to be cocky and all. I'm just being honest. I'm a 12-time world champion, and at the end of the day, it's not about how good Fausto is. It's about, can Fausto teach me to be a good trader? Okay, and that's what you have to ask yourself, guys. There's a lot of great, you know, educators out there, but you have to learn a little bit from everybody. But the question is, we know they make money, right? We know they're good, but are they good enough to teach you to do the same, even if you were just half as good? All right. So what we do here at Cybertrain University, we run a professional trading room, and we want to invite all of you to come on Monday to come and join us and see it live in the market. Now, anyone here could kind of join us for a week or even like a day or two in the trading room and see what it's like? Well, thanks a lot, Mike. I really appreciate that. All right, so a lot of you can? Okay, great. Now, listen, I always tell people, don't judge me on the winners. Judge my students on the losers, okay? And let me tell you a little bit of some of the stocks that we traded on Friday. How about that, all right? So let's talk about this is a tweet that I did, all right? Not only do we run the professional live trading room, which is the same room now, but also we tweet and text everything that we're in, all right? So I want you to look at this trade right here, and this is what we tweeted on Friday. Did anyone trade any of these stocks, ICLD, OCN? Anyone? Anyone out there? Okay. Some of you have? All right, good. So we're going to look at every single one of them. I'm going to show you what we traded, okay, and how they did. Now, have any of you guys ever been in a stock up 20%, 30% on the day? I know this might sound crazy, but we do this every day, okay? All right, so let me show you what we did on Friday. OCN, look at this stock, what it did, okay? It went from $9. Hold on, let me get my pointer. It went from $9, okay, and 50 cents right at the open, and it ran all the way up to 1070 in less than, what is that, 1-2 hours, okay? This is what I was trying to tell you. This is a part-time job. If you can make $1,000 a day over the course of a week, that's $5,000. Over the course of the year, it's $250,000, okay? Okay, so that was OCN. That was one stock, all right? Here's the ICLD. Okay, up 71% on Friday. Okay, that was one of the other picks that we did. Stock right at the morning went from $1.70 in less than an hour and a half, went to $2.50. Now, you know what's funny? Everyone says like they feel like they can't afford some of the stocks. No, Marvin, this is not a penny stock. I do not trade penny stocks. These are all NASDAQ national stocks. Okay, they're all real companies. Stock traded 15 million shares. What it is, where it came from, why did we buy it? I don't care. Okay, I'm in one reason and one reason only. I'm here to make money. Well, Marvin, that's great. Yeah, absolutely. Did you see the VLTC? Up 2,000%. We've been trading it. Is it down? Of course it is. But I don't own it right now. You know, so it doesn't matter where it is today. It's where it was, you know, where it was. This is only on Friday, okay? So here you have a stock. It goes up that much, and then right at the close, if you missed it, it went from 230 all the way to 270. So look at the minimum amount of money you had to risk to make that much money. How do we find them? We find them through our percentage gainers and losers list right here. All right. So, but once again, not every one of these stocks are big. You could trade all of them. You can only trade certain ones. All right, let's go to the next one that was on that list. The NKTR. All right, here they are. NKTR right at the open ran from 980 in less than 15 minutes, ran to 1080, and then at the end of the day, you could have traded it going into the close. It ran from 1120 to 1170. I mean, do the math. 1,000 shares. You made 50 cents. Forget about it being up 23%. The stock went up about $2. If you got only 20% of the move, you still made your money. All right? Let's go to the next one. NTRI. These are all the ones that we did just on Friday. This is just Friday. I'm not even going Thursday because we're running out of time here. But I just wanted to show you Friday. Here's a stock that went from literally $20.40 to $23.25, okay? Now, for some of you that said, oh, I don't trade penny stocks, that's okay because we have stocks if you want to go out there and feel that you want to risk more money, that we got those too, okay? Here's a $20 stock. You know what? Apple, Intel, AMAT, QQQs, Altera, Groupon, Micron, Cisco, none of them moved up this much, okay? And here you have a stock that went up $3. Another one that was big on that day on Friday. Let's do the last one, okay? CALD. This one wasn't the biggest winner out of them all, but it was okay. We made some money early, but this was probably our worst performer out of all the picks that we had on Friday. So it was up 14%, but it kind of had a couple of shakes here, all right? So anyway, developing, those are some of the stocks that we traded. And once again, if anybody wants to see, okay, what about Monday, all right? Well, we'll show you on Monday. I'm going to invite all of you guys to come back and see all these stocks and trade with us and see how they go. All right. Now, developing a trading mindset prior to psychology. That was the last thing I want to cover. All right. This is the psychology part of it. Great traders never buy at the bottom and sell at the top. We always buy in between. All right. Think about it. If you bought 1,000 shares, if the stock moves 50 cents, that's $500. There's 20 trading days on the average of a month. You're talking about $120,000. Who here doesn't want to make $100,000 working an hour a day? How about this? If you don't believe me that I could teach you how to do it, I personally guarantee your money back. Personally guarantee it. At the end, in the next slide, I'm going to show everybody that every single one of you, and we all know Social Security is not paying enough. Some of you are unemployed. Some of you are too qualified to go back to work. Some of you just want to learn how to do it right. But I could teach every single one of you. And one of the most important psychology of what everyone has to understand is that you don't need to make a lot of money to pull out of the market to live a very nice income. Okay? So, how do we do that? You have to learn from more than one mentor. Okay? So, the thing is, I might not be the guy for you. All right? Listen, I'm a little bit different. I'm a little unorthodox for some of you, but I'm very excited. Maybe you want to learn day trading. Maybe you don't. You know, maybe you want to do futures. Maybe I'll change your mind. But you have to learn from multiple mentors. That's why we run the Cyber Expo, so everybody can learn from a little bit from everybody. All right? And then you should sample everybody's product and see what's best for you. So, how can we start learning today, and how is Fausto going to guarantee it? All right, this is what I'm going to do. For today only, I want to offer everybody to come and join me for $29. That's it, $29. And I personally guarantee if I can't show you stocks up 20, 50% a day, I'll give you money back. Listen, if I can't impress you, that I could teach you, that people say, well, you know, I heard all this negative stuff and it's impossible to make money. You know what? Come and join me on Monday, and don't judge me on one day. If you can't make it Monday, you come Tuesday, whatever it is. But you got 5 days, Monday to Friday next week, okay? And at the end of the week, if you're not satisfied, if I can't show you stocks up 20%, people said, it's impossible, Fausto. I never heard such a thing. Yeah, well, you know what? You're all going to be invited to see it live, okay? And once again, do not judge me on me. Judge me on my students that I've trained how to do this. And I promise you this, I will prove to you that once I'm done with you by the end of the week, you're going to realize this trading's for you or not. Because I'm telling you guys, it's okay. Trading is not for all of you. A lot of people will, will try it, and you're better off spending your lunch money than losing tens of thousands of dollars. Now, how do you register? Well, the link is up on the screen, but as a bonus, I'm going to give everybody this. We're also going to throw in a Friday workshop. Okay, there's a live workshop that we do online, so it's a $300 value. We have multiple instructors here at Cyber Trading University, and we're going to give as a bonus, you're going to get a live workshop that we're going to cover it. So once again, with that $29, you're going to get a guaranteed, and we're going to give you a free bonus workshop. Now, one last thing as a bonus. Everyone like that mouse pad? Okay. For the first 10 registrants right now that call in or register online, I'm going to throw in a free mouse pad, okay, as a gift. All right. So anyone here that wants to get that free mouse pad, the free cyber clock that I was offering, first 10 callers obviously get that. Is this good for Forex? Absolutely. Absolutely. And not only that, but as a Forex trader, you got to learn a little bit of everything. Don't think like, I only trade futures. That's okay. We talk about Forex and futures in the Cyber Group room. We're going to cover that. And you need to learn a little bit about everything. It only makes you a better trader. All right? Once again, what's the worst thing that could happen? You learn something? That's the way we got to look at it. College is great, but learning how to make money, this is the ticket. There you go. The ticket is, listen, I love college, but it costs $250,000 to go there. Was it $60,000 a year all of a sudden? This is the cheapest trade you can make. There's no promotion code. Just register right online on that ticket, and it'll get you registered. No, the book cost is $60. I apologize for that. But you could upgrade. You could upgrade to get the Cyber Group, and then you could upgrade to get the book. I think it's a little bit more money. I think it's like $49. But yeah, we'll throw in the book in as a discount, and you get an extra week in Cyber Group. Okay, a couple of questions coming across here because we're running out of time here, and I want to introduce our next presenter that's coming in, Todd Gordon. For what time we will be starting, Jeff? We start at 8:30 Eastern Time. It starts first thing in the morning. The level, Greg, you're going to learn, this is what you're going to do, Greg. For the $29 that I guarantee you, you are going to see the level 3 in action, okay, on Monday for a whole week. So it doesn't matter where you get it. You need to see it, okay? And then we'll show you in that room, because your brokerage firm might offer it, but we need to show you what it looks like so you know how to use it. Kelly, yes, this webinar is going to be recorded, so you can go back and review it. All right? By the way, all you have to do, ladies and gentlemen, is click on that link, and we'll get you registered. You got 3 great promos. The first 10 people get my Cyber Clock. If you register today, you'll get that workshop. That's on Friday, which is your last day. And if you can't make it, it'll be recorded, and you get a whole week with me in my trading room and with my other instructors. And yes, absolutely. As long as you can get into this chat room right here, you'll have access to the trading room. Mark, thank you very much. Yeah, the book is great. It's a very fast read. No, it's $29 for the whole week. The book is a great read. I'm not saying because it's my book, but I could tell you, everyone keeps telling me they read it 3-4 times. It's a fast read. It'll teach you a lot about about trading. We'll get more detail, everything else about it. John, I know they don't offer it, but like I said, come and join me on Monday. I'll show you how to get it from the exchange, and you'll see how it's being utilized. The hours of the trading room is 8:30 in the morning Eastern Time to 4:30 in the afternoon. So we actually are going to be talking and covering pre-market and aftermarket. That's right. It's $29 for the week. Do I use hotkeys, Marvin? You know, I used to, but the mouse is perfectly fine. It's all online, Bruce. It's gonna. We run the trading room just like you're seeing it right now in the Cyber Group room. Yes, we do trade pre-market. Absolutely. Most of my money is being made in pre-market. Any of you guys ever see pre-market? Very, very important. All right, guys, listen, for everyone, first I'd like to thank everybody for coming. Hopefully everybody learned a lot. Listen, I look forward to seeing all of you back here on Monday morning, but the Cyber Expo is not back here on Monday morning, but the Cyber Expo is not done. We still got 2 great speakers that are coming up right after this. So what we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to take a 5-minute break. All right, I'm going to give you 5 minutes to register online right now, and get ready. And in the meantime, Todd Gordon is going to be coming and joining us at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So everyone, please stand by. Thank you very much, everyone. And once again, we're still not done. We still got a lot more to go. And then for everybody else, take the opportunity to register online. I'll see you all back here for starting Monday morning and showing you how we trade stocks up 20, 50% a day, sometimes even 100% a day. So come and see it. Like I said, it's personally guaranteed. So stand by, ladies and gentlemen. We'll get started in another few minutes.